See the little guy in the back?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Notice posted in accordance with the statutes. Do we have the meeting notice?
Yep.
Both papers was taken care of?
Yep. Oh, give us one copy.
One copy. Secretary, read the notice of public hearing.
Notice of public hearing, State of Wisconsin, County of Burnett, Monday, October 3rd, 2022, at 6 p.m. at the Burnett County Government Center in Room 165, Town of Neenah, Siren, Wisconsin, regarding the following. Variance 2212, Meslow and Valley. Public notice is hereby given to all persons in the Town of Oakland, Burnett County, Wisconsin, that Sarah Meslow and Paul Valley, hope that's right, have made an application relative to a proposal to vary the terms of the Burnett County Land Use and Shoreland Protection Code of Ordinances as follows. To construct an addition, lateral expansion, on a structure which is less than 35 feet from the ordinary high water mark of Minerva Lake at 6636 Game Lake Road in the RR2 zoning district parcel in Government Lot 1, Section 3, 4016. Variance 2213, Klusick. Public notice is hereby given to all persons in the town of Jackson, Burnett County, Wisconsin, that Chris Klusick has made an application relative to a proposal to vary the terms of the Burnett County Land Use and Shoreland Protection Code of Ordinances as follows. To construct 2 additions to the dwelling, both at a reduced wetland setback, located on Green Lake at 27474 Greer Road Extension in the RR1 zoning district, Lot 4 of Sheltered Pines, in a parcel in Government Lot 3, Section 35, 4015. Variance 2214, Noop. Public notice is hereby given to all persons in the town of Dewey, Burnett County, Wisconsin, that Cody Noop has made an application relative to a proposal to vary the terms of the Burnett County Land Use and Shoreland Protection Code of Ordinances as follows. To construct a dwelling at a reduced wetland setback at 1904 Sand Road in the A2 zoning district, southwest quarter of the southeast quarter, Section 273814.
And do we have a motion for the approval of the agenda order?
So moved, approve the agenda order.
Second, carried. Okay, so the hearing procedure, the board members here have visited all the sites. Public comments on other than scheduled hearings have a 3-minute time limit, and I don't think we have anybody here. Hearing is being recorded, so we ask that only one person speak at a time. If we speak over each other, then they can't pick it up in the recording. The board asks that one person from the announced variance be designated by the applicant to present their case before the board. We have them come up and sit in the chair here. The board will then ask for public comments and any received correspondence from local authorities or neighbors concerning the announced variance. And then the board will close that portion of the hearing and deliberate amongst ourselves, asking any questions to clarify items of concern. A vote will be taken before moving on, so you'll know what the determination was tonight. Applicant, local officials, and DNR shall receive within 30 days a letter summarizing the hearing, also including information on applicant's rights to appeal the decision in circuit court within 30 days. Any person aggrieved by this decision or taxpayer or any officer, department, board of review, or bureau of the county may within 30 days after filing of this decision in the office of the Board of Adjustment commence an action in circuit court seeking remedy available by certiorari. So with that, the first one is variance 22-12, Meslow and Bali. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so we're going to present it. Yeah, if you can come up, take a chair and
Thank you.
Summarize what you're planning.
Sure. Thanks for taking the time and reading our proposal. So as I put in there, my parents bought this cabin in the 70s, and it has been an amazing place for our family for many, many years. And my parents, I guess, are obviously getting older, and the stairs getting up into our cabin is prohibiting them from enjoying the place that they really love. So as you can see from our proposal, we've had an architect and a survey design an addition that would allow for a one-level entrance into the cabin and as well as one-level living. The part that is a little shaded is the part that's the variance. So the majority of the addition is behind the 75 feet setback line, and we just need a little connector to get to the cabin in order to make that happen. Any questions?
Option one,
So another option that the architect drew that we did not include was for the variance to go off to the right side of the cabin, which would change the view from the lake. So the one that we're proposing is the most minimal disruption to the view from the lake, as well as for our neighbors. You can see the cabins on each side of the. I have other proposals or other designs if you want to see them as well. Paul, anything you'd like to add?
so we'll have a basement, one story, it's one story.
It is. We currently have a walk-out basement, and so part of the addition would be popping in stairs. So from that main level walk-in, you can get down into the basement.
So if I'm not mistaken, that's about a 8 by 14 or 8 by 12 room just for the stairwell to go down that ties into the existing walkout basement.
Correct. Yep, that'll also
And
be
the rest of the unexcavated is just the 4-foot footings that would be going in per code and whatever.
correct. Yep. That'll be also like the foyer and a little storage closet by those stairs.
Any other questions? Do we have any correspondence from neighbors or town or anybody?
Just the one comment from Dave Ferris about wanting county conservationist to have runoff controls in place. That's the only correspondence.
Okay, no other questions, I guess you can step down, anybody, no other comments? So then we'd close this portion of the hearing and we'll deliberate amongst ourselves here. I think that we can meet the 3 criteria on this, that I think we're contrary to public interest, it's behind, we don't see it from the lake.
Correct.
There's just a little corner there that's kind of a sliver that's in the setback, it's kind of crazy. Certainly unique site and the hardship, you know, gaining access for the elderly.
Well, it seems like I don't think you would, when it's done, I don't think you'll notice any character change from the lake or from the road, because as you go up to the property, you've got the garage or the buildings between them in a straight line. It's
Really doesn't matter which of the two choices they would choose either, because of the variance remains the same for that small sliver, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't have to be addressed, that one is preferable over another.
You do see the one,
Right.
the 1, 2 may be contrary to public interest, because you do see it's more visible
But then
than the other one.
that corner sticking out is in the setback area.
But it's in the setback and allowed anyway, yeah. Yeah.
They might as well go for the bigger one if they want.
Yep.
Yeah, do we need to specify which plan? No? The options?
Option one, I think, is what they're asking for, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
even
Okay, I just,
don't even muddle in option two, I guess.
just making sure, because
Yeah.
it's like when you have differences, then, you know, things get built and you're like, wait, that ain't what people said, or vice versa, so. I'm comfortable with it. I'd make a motion to approve variance 2212 Mesville and Vale. On the conditions land use permits be obtained prior to construction. Maintain the shoreline per the current shoreline covenant. Work with the county conservationist Dave Ferris to work on the stormwater runoff controls, implement mitigation during construction, and follow all local, county, and state federal requirements for option one.
Second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries. So you have your variance, just contact the zoning office on their normal working hours and get you going. Thank you. Yeah. No call-ins on this next one either? Everybody ready? Okay, variance 22-13, Cusick?
Cusick, yeah.
Cusick, thank you. Come on, take a.
I got two comments real quick to make. It was noticed a little bit incorrectly. We're only doing, for the
That corner.
back addition. The front addition by the lake, that was approved, because that was it's not closer to the wetland than the existing building, but that back corner is getting closer to the wetland than was already there. And then the other item, about the outdoor kitchen, I sent you guys all an email about that. We had discussion on that in the past about how I was gonna basically ignore it, and as long as we were doing the other things. I put it on the staff report, because I have to look at everything when we go at a property, so you guys can decide if you wanna take that off of, I think it was option, or condition 4, I think.
You don't have an issue with the outdoor kitchen?
We weren't gonna fight about it in the past.
Like it's a portable unit to me, but
It is. It's actually one of those from Sam's Club.
that's what it looks like. Okay. Okay, if you can give us a kind of a summary of where we're at here?
Summary, yeah, taking out everything that's on the front, because that's already taken care of. What we're trying to do, and there's a natural corner of the existing construction there. My wife and I'm already retired, she's soon to be, and we're trying to create a place that we can live just here and not have a place in the cities anymore. One of the biggest things that we need to do is make a bigger mechanical room or control room. As you saw, if one of the pictures that I included there, it attaches to our laundry room, which you literally walk in and have to back out of. It's that tight. The other thing is, we need to, if we're gonna be living there, I have skin conditions that I need to have a water softener system put in. And we're just trying to create room for everything and make everything make sense. Option one is our only option, because this is where all the water and septic line and everything in the cabin is all located all in this one section. To try to move that entire thing and put that somewhere else, is cost prohibitive. The only other thing that I will add, in that section there, there's only a portion of it that, is going to increase my setback to the wetland swamp. If you look at where the existing corners are now and what we're filling in there, there's only gonna be a portion of it, that will bring me closer. There's decking there now, but.
Yeah, about, if I look at the map correctly, it's a 12 by 12 is what you're requesting?
Right, it's the logical corner.
If you look at the wetland map, it's almost a triangle that it, you know, half of it would be in the wetland. The house is already currently at
Yeah.
level
Yeah.
for half of that. You know, so 32 square feet's already in it when we're looking at the other 32.
Correct. And per conversations, actually recommendations from Jason from years past, we had met with Paul.
Oh, yeah,
when
my
he
bad.
was, still on staff, and he came out on site and helped us design some mitigation things, on the edge of the yard and actually right in front of where that is, and I think there's pictures of that too, which we did all that according to his plan, so.
It's tucked in that corner. Are you gonna be the same height as what's there?
Of the roof? No, the single story, yes. It'll be, so you've got it's a single story and a two-story right there. This corner fits right here. So it's going to be, either the roof is going to be exactly where the single-story roof is or slightly above, but it will not be, this is not two-story. This is a one-story mechanical room, allows me to have water connections and I think he made a note on there too, the elevations were updated and that area is out of the floodplain.
Mark Crozier from Wagner Spring. I got some additional copies. I think Jason made that one of his notes. We didn't have any elevations spotted on there, so we did a blow-up detail of with elevations at the corners of the addition there for everybody to see. And the regional flood elevation is 988.3, and so you can see all of them are above it, not by much, but and that's also part of what they mitigated before, was they put riprap and so forth on the front of the building to, the original owners had cut that big bank out in front, if you saw out in the front, and then they put the riprap in there to get it back to where the normal water line was. And so they did all that with the mitigation, with the stuff that Paul Cook and that had advised before, so.
And we've also signed, for Jason's request, the shoreline restoration. So we're a part of that as well.
Makes sense. That's right with the septic tank and vent, everything's right in.
It-
Closer than,
Yeah.
this is gonna be the wetland. It'll be 19 feet just from the tip of the corner.
Yeah, it's, weird that the septics don't have a setback to wetlands,
Mhm.
but buildings do.
Yeah.
It should be the other way around, but.
Agreed.
Any other questions? Call-ins, no neighbors, comments, town, municipalities, anybody?
Dave Ferris's.
Yep.
Stormwater.
We don't have any outstanding, violations or anything on this one?
I think it was just the lock and the chain on the septic, and I think he was gonna try to take care of that, or.
I will take care of that. Up till he mentioned that, I was not aware, so, we will take care of that. Oh, question for you, Jason, along that line. So if it's a lift station system, there's two tanks.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about lock and chain on both of them?
Whatever tank lid's above ground has, so.
Well, one is at grade and one is with a riser on it.
Yep. If it's not buried, then it has to have a lock and chain on it.
So that means both.
Yep.
Okay.
Kids can't crawl in there.
Yeah.
I can't lift the cover off these things, for crying out loud. I don't know how a kid's gonna do it, but.
Mhm.
Okay, no other questions? Okay, we can close this portion of the hearing and we'll deliberate amongst ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Again, with the three criteria, I think that we're, got some unnecessary hardship here. Certainly unique features of the location to the wetland. Contrary to public interest, they don't see it, everything's covered from the lake, you don't see it, so.
Oh, I agree.
I think that's pretty unobtrusive.
Yeah, I even stopped on the driveway out and you look across the swamp to it, and it was like, you know, it's not, that whole area, you're not gonna change any of those elevations. The swamp's been there for how long, and everything's gonna go in there. It's not, I don't think it'd affect anything.
Yeah, I agree. Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve variance 2213 Cusick on the conditions that proper permits be obtained prior to construction, stormwater runoff controls be implemented during construction, lock and chain be installed on both septic tank accesses outside, no wetland filling to be allowed, and follow all local, county, and state requirements.
Motion, do we have a second?
I second it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried. Have your variance and, just contact the zoning office on their normal business hours and they'll take care of you.
That was good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks again.
Yes, thank you. Okay, everybody ready? No call-in? Variance 22-14, Knoop, is that how we say it? Nope.
So I'm Cody Knope. I guess we're looking to place the house on our property there, and it's that reduced setback from the wetland. On that property, we bought it, I purchased it, I think 2012. Moved back into the area this spring, and we're gonna just try to, build a house. Current market, that's the property we had, and that part of the property is, you can see on the maps, that's kind of the only high-ish ground that we have in there to place a structure on. We purchased a manufactured home this summer and had to move it and place it, so it's there. That's why we have the setbacks and stuff, but after we had the wetland delineated, that's where our location came out. The main option we're looking for is just to place it there and leave it, and then
So it's just a manufactured home, it's not additions or anything onto it?
no, it's just a manufactured.
There, and then accessory structure must be a garage or?
Yep, garage there. There was an option if we shifted the angle and moved it forward out, that would interfere with the driveway and interfere with placement of a holding tank for the septic. Was the most logical place to, allow us to use that piece of property.
Mhm. You're 42 feet one corner, 32 on another, and 27 is the close one there.
Correct.
Really is the only high ground on this property, really wouldn't.
There's some on the back, but we can't access it with the wetland. Where we way over 10,000 square foot impact. It's option there.
Any correspondence from the neighbors?
We have no correspondence, just, Dave Ferris again,
Okay.
running stormwater controls.
And any other any questions?
If you ever wanted to remove that and build a house there, would they need to go through this process again?
Well, depending on where they tried to place it, potentially. I mean, the garage was permitted, because that meets all the requirements. So, maybe if they wanted to build a house, they would have to slide it a little bit more south and easterly to get closer to that garage, maybe?
Right, and that's kind of the only location we have available to, mostly to place a holding tank in there. That's the adequate size for families, so.
You can't really, if you're hypothetically thinking about trying to grant a variance for some other shape or size, the
Yeah.
variance is only good for 1 year, So you couldn't say something, you know, like, okay, within the next 20 years, you can do this or that, so.
And we can only act what was published
Yeah.
and presented to us.
Right.
So
Yeah.
somebody looked at this or something, and a neighbor or something, would- we'd have to table it.
Sure.
Sure.
So yeah, unfortunately, basically, they'd kind of be stuck with this for, well, you want to do something different.
Right, and it's, you know, with the, I guess with the market and making a house, this was our option, right?
Mhm.
We're not looking at building or, you know, in the future, so.
Yep.
And the best with what we have.
Yep. Cool. Okay, well, we can close this portion of the hearing, and we will deliberate. Well, again, I think the three criteria are pretty easy on this one here. It is the only spot there is.
Uh-huh.
It's the best use. There's not much we can do here.
Oh,
And there's plenty of wetland around that area. You're not,
I'm wetland rich.
yeah, contrary to, you're not hurting habitat or anything.
As you mentioned, the unique property limitations, for the size of structure they're proposing, I think that's probably about the only place you could put it with the minimal distances to the area. I don't see any harm to the public interest and unnecessary hardship. Like I said, you can do what you can afford. I'm comfortable.
okay. I, will make a motion that we approve variance 2214 Canop for the, to construct a dwelling at a reduced wetland setback, and they must, get the proper permits prior to construction, and no wetland filling allowed without proper permit.
And Dave Ferris is,
He even said it's least concerning on this one,
okay,
so I didn't make it one of the
Okay.
conditions.
yeah, so that's our motion. We got a second?
I do second that motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carry. So you get your variance and just contact zoning normal hours and they'll take care of you. The little guy's got his variance. Have a place to live.
How old is he?
2 months.
I'll keep them.
This is, the one from last, the garage on Highway 70.
Okay, what do we say on this one?
Oh, you're fine.
Highway 70 from last month. You can do your adjourn motion or whatever.
Yeah, we got a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye,
Aye.
carry, we're good. Bingo, shut us down.
Hit the button?
Yeah.